When I'm feeling under the weather, you just make me feel sweet. Ice the cocoa tea, use the sugar, and together we are complete, darling. Heat me up. Only you alone can put fire back in the soul. Heat me up. And they telling me I should leave that fire alone. Well, the more they tell me, the more I hold in your clothes. I could never let you go. Miss how she Girl, I'm coming home, I will see you again. All day through the night, I'm dreaming. Yeah, miss how she when you turn it up, make it smooth, my darling. When outside is pouring rain, put that button. Bubbling, you're bubbling, it's over. Raise the temperature higher. Coming in, you're coming in closer. Make the thing catch a fire. Spill it all on the ground, all over the counter, yeah. With that pot on the fire, yeah.
It's your cocoa love.
Boy, I barely could concentrate. I feel a sugar rush in my vein. One cup, it does make my day. I'm missing it when I'm gonna love for you. Heat me up. Only you alone can put fire back in the soul. Heat me up. Girl, you are that thing, I could never leave you alone. No, and no matter what they could say, I hold in your clothes. I could never let you go. Miss how she girl, I'm coming home, I will see you again. All day through the night, I'm dreaming. Yeah, miss how she when you turn it up, make it smooth, my darling. When outside is pouring rain, put that pot on the fire. Bubbling, you're bubbling, it's over. Raise the temperature higher. Coming in, you're coming in closer. Make the thing catch a fire. Spill it all on the ground, all over the counter, yeah. With that pot on the fire, yeah.
It's your cocoa love.
Boy, when I'm feeling under the weather, you just make me feel sweet. Ice the cocoa tea, use the sugar, and together we are complete, darling. Heat me up. Only you alone can put fire back in the soul. Heat me up. And they telling me I should leave that fire alone. Well, the more they tell me, the more I hold in your clothes. I could never let you go. Miss how she girl, I'm coming home, I will see you again. All day through the night, I'm dreaming. Yeah, miss how she when you turn it up, make it smooth, my darling. When outside is pouring rain, put that pot on the fire. Bubbling, you're bubbling, it's over. Raise the temperature higher. Coming in closer. Make the thing catch on fire. Spill it all on the ground, all over the counter, yeah. With that pot on the fire, yeah.
It's your cocoa love.
Girl, why not me? Whining sexually. She watching Kaka. She want to feel the figure. She want she bird get butter, yeah. She watching Kaka. She want to feel the figure. She want she bird get butter, yeah. This girl wine on me, whining sexually. Feel I'm in a dream. Whining chemistry, buttery. Take your time when you're whining. Your body look fine is a fine thing. Look how you bend up your spine. Hold on all the time thing. Girl, take time when you're whining. Your body look fine is a fine thing. More than your father is a blessing. Hey girl, you're whining hot and that's all I know. But I slip with that bread and toast. If I can get a slice and coast, girl. You don't see I down in the line there first. I don't want to sing with the others. Prefer if you just take it slow, girl.
Something about you familiar.
I wanna settle down, change my ways and give back my life to Christ. Something about you upon my eyes when you whine on me. Hey girl, you just get on rather sweaty. I'm telling you, hey girl, look how that woman bam bam heavy. Oh God, hey girl, take she down in knees, she push it back, she activate. Hey girl, bad and bossy, hot and sweaty, bend over, bust a wine. Boy, come back home, me say boy, need your loving again. Boy, you dey on my brain, me say hook up on the girl, need your loving again. Girl, I miss your bad, come into me yard. As soon as you're gone, I need your loving again.
I go cross any ocean to find you. Won't let no mountain get in the way. Yeah. Come cross the water, been through the fire. I know that my heart will show me the way. Everywhere you turn, you see people smiling. We don't see no creed and race. No one, nobody tell we about leaving. We fight for we thing and this is the place. Take me home. Take me home. Take me to a place where my heart don't feel no pain. Take me home. Take me home, take me home. Well, everybody shouted up right there. It's about redeem deep down inside there. And if you're looking for me, you go find me right there, right there. I repeat the bim 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 right there. It's about redeem deep down inside there. Take me home, take me home, take me home.
When you back it up, so sweet. Kinda tap it off, let me speed it up, so sweet. When you walk in, you dance, stand shine, so sweet. Girl, yeah, so sweet, girl, yeah, so sweet. When you cock back, stick it and pour, so sweet. With a bumper, roll my mind blown, so sweet. Girl, I just want you to know you're too sweet, and you don't know what you're doing to me. When you bubble, bubble like that, baby, in trouble, trouble when you cost me steady. Bubble, bubble like that, baby, you got it, you got it, you got the formula. Bubble, bubble like that, baby, in trouble, trouble when you cost me steady. Bubble, bubble like that, baby, you got it, you got it, you got the formula. Girl, you make me dizzy when you walk past. Never seen so much beauty in the physical. Better hope you're walking with a stethoscope. Girl, it stole my heart cause I can't feel it at all. I'm trying to tell you what I'm feeling, but I'm getting short of breath. Delirious, symptoms are the scariest. Every time you near me, girl, you make me feel like kind of way. You keep doing to me whether night or day. On the ground, do you feel how the bumper shake? Water rushing in like a tsunami. You crash into me, to me, to me. Yeah, you crash into me, to me, to me. Yeah, it's too sweet. When you back it up, so sweet. Kinda tapping off, baby, speed it up, so sweet. When you walk in, you dance, stand shine, so sweet. Girl, yeah, so sweet, girl, yeah, so sweet. When you cock back, stick it and pour, so sweet. With a bumper, roll my mind blown, so sweet. Girl, I just want you to know you're too sweet, and you don't know what you're doing to me. When you
that thing behind you looking lonely, so let me give it some company, baby. A little wine for it to know me. Baby, relax, just put it on me. On top of me, 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 on top of me. Oh na na na, oh na na na, oh na na na, oh na na na. Me and you inside of this flat, whining so hot till we soaking wet. This is a night I cannot forget. Get. I'm loving the way you back it up. Set good baby and rock it up. I'm telling you baby you are the best. So on top of me, 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 on top of me. On top of me, on top of me, another shot for me. Pour another shot for me. Bring out the liquor, yeah, 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 yeah. Bring chaser with Papa Nice and pour another shot for me. Pour another shot. We had lash up, come let we jam, come let we jam, come let we jam. Oh, let we jam in, come let we jam, come let we jam. Then let's back and all on the road. Come let we jam, come let we jam, come let we jam. Oh, let we jam in, come let we jam, come let we jam. Then let's back and all on the road. Turning on the club, shell on the brunch, passing in all inclusive fet. Before the road, the breakfast party. We now start we ain't finish yet. Walk with the pin, walk with the powder, cause we might just end up in a juve. Kind of master that come to play. The property owner might have to sue. We bring out the car, bring chaser, wake up and nice and pour another shot from me. Pour another shot from me. Bring out the car, yeah, 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 yeah. Bring chaser, wake up and nice and pour another shot from me. Pour another shot.
Hey you, girl, you have a hold on me. What you want me to do? Yeah, 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 yeah. Dancing to the soca. You keep pushing back, I come into you. Hey, 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 yeah. Plus I'm watching your bumper rolling back. Big thicker than a milkshake. Not one mistake. You have everything I want. That's a fact. Only so much I could take. For goodness sake, I could give you a nice, nice girl. But you go home with me. But you go home with me. I giving you right spice all night. But you go home with me. But you go home with me.
Soon as I see you coming, I had to say good morning. Take good looks and my talent. Finally end up on it, yeah. See it coming. What happening this morning? Take good looks and my talent. I'm ready for this loving, yeah. I never did this, that's no lie. I never talk and text so night. I never once felt so fast this way, yeah. Oh my, even make my camera shy. Even the bunk said don't and right. I wanna start it and make you mine. Oh my, you had to come and take me away, away. And you had to make me love you this way. Oh my, why you gonna leave my mesmerized? You make my that distant.
Yeah. Good morning, good evening, good night. We have some thunder going on inside here.
That's some gremlins. I need to smoke on the room when I finish. That's
You hearing the high end, right?
Yeah.
So this is the People's Chat Room.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes,
And
it is.
we've got a really good show for you today. It was a little bit delayed because of all the technical difficulties with the live stream.
And we needed the live stream to work because we have a lot of important information that's going to come up.
Yeah.
And we want you to not only hear it but see it, feel it, believe it.
But we are live on iTunes Radio. That is and will always be the main audience because it's the larger audience. And that's where we started. Well, not initially because we've been on the air now 11 years, but we didn't start on iTunes, but that's where we've been for over 6 years.
It's so long?
Yeah, it's coming along, you know. Anyhow, so the live stream, we're hanging in there. So by God's grace, all the mojo has gone. The bad mojo has gone. All right. So we're live on. We had a couple streams that I had to delete because we were dropping in and out. So, and I guess I talked too fast.
No, that's something else.
Okay, all right. Don't do that to me, all right? So on the show today, we will not have Natalie, our real estate or mortgage broker, because mommy duties call. We will have our next contributor, Miss Phyllis Worrell, coming back into the waiting room because she's in Trinidad, so she totally forget that they're 1 hour ahead in Trinidad. So she was on really early. I want to take this opportunity to remind you guys, if you didn't know, that one big ride is happening on July 12th in London, and that's all iTunes Radio. So you may not hear, well, I think I gotta get a radio ad for it, because there's the video that comes up. But we're gonna have a radio ad for it soon enough. And then we're going to have our newest contributor, immigration attorney, Miss Sonya Peterkin. And she'll be coming on around 10 after 1 or something like that. And then we'll round it up with music sociologist, Miss MEAGAN SYLVESTER. So it's an interesting show. Share the stream. Tell people about it. Listen to us also. I don't know why. I guess I kind of like took it for granted. Not going to take it for granted anymore. If the stream fades out, iTunesradio.com. iTunesradio.com, spelled ICHUNES radio.com. So in the meantime, let me turn it back over to DJ Code Red while we wait for Phyllis to come back in the waiting room. Let me reach out to her. And Lyndon, send me a text. All right? Thank you.
If I pick my poison, I'm choosing you for sure. You are the kind of trouble I wouldn't mind if I get into. Your clothes will look real bit scattered on my bedroom floor. Waking up next to you is something I can get addicted to. And for years and years and years and years, I'll be doting on you, romancing and pleasing you. And throughout the years and years and years, there is no kind of glue that will get strong like me and you.
Girl, if you go on a party, whining on your man, you better hold him, control him, girl, hold him. If you don't want a party, whining on your man, you better hold him, control him, girl, hold him. Wine for the man and take him away. Wine for the man and take him away. Wine for the man and take him away. Take him away, girl, take him away. Wine for the man and take him away. Wine for the man and take him away. Wine for the man and take him away. Take him away, yeah.
As long as I live, I will party. So please don't hold me back. Please don't hold me back. As long as I have health and strength with me, I looking for plenty vibes and party. Hey, tell them I'm stepping out rough. Cause we don't bring no sand to the beach. We go line, we go climb up before we reach this girl line up on the street. Take a jam and you're feeling sweet. When I reach in the water, watch me bathing. I'm bathing. Oh Lord, when I reach in the water, watch me bathing. I'm bathing. We having a nice time. Hey, and I need your company. Oh yeah. Say, we having a nice time. And I need your company.
All right. So there's something I want to do, okay? Code. So it used to be that February was Black History Month. In light of the fact that we are being attacked in many different directions, I think we should really start doing Black History 365, because it is 365, and just totally forget about Black History Month. What do you think?
Correct.
All right, so
Correct.
there might be a
Right.
Saturday also where I may forget because others forget. But today it's all about Ernest Everett Just, who was an African-American biologist and educator who pioneered many areas on the physiology of development, including fertilization, experimental parthenogenesis, hydration, cell division, all them big words that we tend to trip over. His legacy of accomplishments followed him long after his death, which was on October 27th, 1941. He was born August 1883 in South Carolina. And he studied at Kimball Union Academy in New Hampshire before enrolling at Dartmouth College. It was during his university years that he discovered an interest in biology after reading a paper on fertilization and egg development. This young man earned the highest grades in Greek during his freshman year and was selected as a Rufus Choate Scholar for 2 years. Let me go down to his career success. His first job out of college was as a teacher and researcher at the traditionally all-black Howard University. Later in 1909, he worked on worked in research at Woods Hole Marine Biological Laboratory in Massachusetts. Just furthered his career, that's his name, Just. He furthered his career by obtaining a Doctor of Physiology degree from the University of Chicago, where he studied experimental embryology and graduated magna cum laude. He's got a long list so let me go into some more. He served as editor of 3 scholarly periodicals and in 1915 won the NAACP's first Spiggard Medal for Outstanding Achievement by a Black American. From 1920 to 1931, he was a Julius Rosenwald Fellow in Biology of the National Research Council, a position that provided him the chance to work in Europe when racial discrimination hindered his opportunities in the United States. During this time, he penned many research papers, including 1924 publication General Cytology, which he co-authored with respect. The bottom line is this man was, he dealt with embryos, okay? He was a black scientist. His name is Justin Just. It's an unusual name, we know that, but you know what? We have to start teaching black history to our young people because it's being taken out of the schools. His name was Everett Just. Where did I get Justin Just? Yeah. Everett Just. He was a biologist and educator, okay, who pioneered fertilization, experiments in fertilization, and experimental pathogenesis, hydration, cell division, and dehydration in living cells, and ultraviolet I always thought I was a word sleuth, but I'm tripping over some of these words. Canogenic radiation effects on cells. Okay, so his name, Everett Just. He was a biologist. Talk about him, Google him, read up on him, and teach your young adults or your children about him, because we had to take care of we. Okay, so it's not just Black 2025, it's Black History 2025 365. Let me turn it back over to DJ Code Red. Let me say hi to my cousin, Errol Pasco Jr.
Check this. I see you looking good. I see you coming up the road. All the colors in place, big smile upon your face. You're dancing good, but you can't take my place. We bring the heat, we bring the fire to mash up the place, mash up the place, mash up the place. We come to wind behind the big truck. Mash up the place, mash up the place, mash up the place. We out here on the road, jumping up in a fit and having fun. Everybody getting down. We out here on the road, jumping up in a fit and having fun. Everybody getting down, down, down.
One lesson I learned: never judge a book by the cover, cause you never know. Girl, I could be the man you desire. To be quick to adjourn, it might take one jump for you to discover. I got the sweetness you're looking for, the pure roughness. And we love up for have a week like kryptonite. Be in the middle of the spotlight. This party we a party, 30 we a 30, time to get dirty. I see you from a distance, so I come across. You look healthy, like you got the sauce. Do what you want, say what you want. One thing I know, me and taking a walk off. Hey, you better push it back, I start to wine for me. You better start to put the wine for me. You with your friends, so I know you want show off. Hey, you better push it back, I start to wine for me. I say you better put the jump on me. And if you want give me a little jump on the shit,
Can't take this shit no more.
re-locking my hair. Yeah. I'm re-locking my hair. So I'm doing the other type of natural hair. Because the other type, which was when you just have your hair and you comb it, and that just don't work for me. I tried it for 4 years. Let me go back to locking. Sorry to crash your music, but I just needed to share that. Hey, how are we doing?
It's a rough morning.
It's a rough morning, but you know we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it.
We're gonna push through. We're not gonna. We'll talk about it at the end of the day. We'll talk and we'll laugh and we'll.
Yeah,
take our
I don't know
cuts,
about
yeah.
the laugh part, but yeah, we're gonna talk about it
We're gonna laugh,
at
we're
the
gonna
end of the day.
We're gonna laugh.
So Trinidad Carnival is like in full effect, right?
Yeah. Well, you know, as I said, Trinidad does have 2 carnivals.
Which 2 carnivals?
That 2. It's one for the locals.
And one for the people with the
And
money?
and one for the outsiders when they start to fly in. Because if you look at it, it have big fed going on now in Trinidad. Each and every day, and I do see people who living abroad. There may be 1 or 2, but there's a lot of locals in Trinidad fetting. So then, when it really time comes down, when now you spend all your money,
people go on and fly down.
Yeah, the ones who went to the fete now have to make back their money. That they call out sick and they buy outfit and all them all-inclusive tickets for.
So I see my cousin posted something. He said, "Thank you for all you do, especially creating and sharing Black history. Love, love always." I love you too, cuz. You know, I love you too, and thank you for appreciating what we do. Many people do appreciate what we do, but it's nice when we just kind of hear it. You know, it kind of goes a long way. So you see how young brother taking everything by storm. You hear the Calypso, right? Because he played it the last time. Oh, by the way, next week, Saturday, we're going to have ophthalmologist Dr. Nate. He's going to be our guest, well as Lady Adana.
How did you go from young brother singing Calypso to that? Please explain to the masses
There is no.
Please explain to the masses
I
your
can't
mind.
explain. I remembered, so I said.
You have to.
I remembered, so I said. There is no. Nothing.
You have to.
When I remember, I say it.
You can't do it.
Because I know
that
me,
bad.
I just forget. So as I remembered, I said it. So we got Phyllis. Phyllis gonna save me.
See, look at you.
Phyllis is gonna save me. Yep.
No. How did you?
And she in Trinidad already.
How did you see what I say? How you just do that? How do you?
I just did it. That's all. There's no.
Phyllis, you gotta help me out here.
There ain't no rationale.
Phyllis, you gotta help me out there because.
Phyllis, where you at?
Phyllis,
you was 1 hour early. Now you're running a little bit late. We can't hear you. I know why we can't hear you. No, we could hear you. Go ahead.
Hey, Phyllis.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good day. How y'all doing?
We are great.
My dear, I forget this 1 hour ahead.
You know, we figured that.
We kind of realize that.
How y'all doing?
So who you playing mass with?
No, I don't play mass, you know.
You don't play mass?
I leave in Carnival Monday or Tuesday. I go on the 7 weeks I here for.
I remember she did the same thing last year.
It's
you know.
7
I don't
weeks.
play mass. Me ain't able with the mass thing. The hot sun, I ain't able. You gotta get up so early. And then they want to get paler when you stop. Me ain't able with all them things for that money. It's steamy.
She said I want to pay out with that money I spend.
Is she right? One big thing?
Yeah. No,
7 weeks? 7 weeks in Trinidad?
Yo, Phyllis, really?
Wow.
7 weeks you home?
Since January the 20th, for my mom's 90th birthday.
Okay.
I here since then.
I thought you came back. I didn't know you were still down there.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no, I came back. I take the whole of February off from work.
Okay.
Wow, I want to be like
I'll
you
be
when I
back
grow
towards
up.
the 8th of March.
I want to be like you when I grow up. Wait a minute, you're going back up. Oh, you see? Oh,
Look.
yeah, she leaving. That's why
She don't
said
ever stay for carnival, right?
Yeah.
She just come back. For some reason, I forgot about that. But tell us about some of the fets you've been to down there so far. You liking it?
I have been to experience. That was an experience. It was like, it started like 3 to 10 or something like that. Saturday morning party. And then I went to Mega, Marshall Montano in Brian Lara. All of them is down south, so you're not taking advantage. And then tonight I'm going to Cura.
All of that was down south, down in Sando?
Yeah. Yeah,
All
Brian Lara
right.
Stadium.
Okay. Nice.
I think the national stadium is out of compliance. So most of them big fets they're keeping it down at Brian Lara right there in Taruba on the right hand side of the highway.
So South making some money finally.
Yes, South making some money finally, and then tomorrow is Panorama semi-final. They're done now.
Which reminded me, Denise Hernandez, Secretary Denise Hernandez, she wanted to come on to talk about Panorama, but maybe next week Saturday we can bring her on.
We definitely need to.
Yeah. So somebody posted something on Facebook last week or this past week. I ain't gonna say who it is, but he said something and it was true. I think it's true. How come a South band can't win Panorama? The younger...
Because
go ahead.
I went to the tents, right? This week there was in South. So I had the pleasure of going to listen to Fun Claire and to Skiffer Bunch. Lima, they're ready. They can't beat Despas, they can't beat All Stars. I don't know if the Rangers need to... I'm telling you the truth here. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, he gave you props. He banging.
Well, I just keep it 100.
They're ready.
You understand? Let me tell you something too. The Port of Spain bands have supporters like, for them judging, nobody, the Panyard couldn't fit nobody limit. It was packed, the capacity, But so people need to support a little more, I think. Now it had people, but I think with promotion and different things, they gotta do better.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the mayor or whoever is listening, they gotta do better on promotion. They went to Saparia too. Marshall did went to Saparia when they had
where
it
he's
too.
from.
He been going to the Panyards and supporting for those who have been playing his song and things. So tomorrow, I'll fill in about next week about tomorrow. Because I'm going tomorrow too.
Okay.
I'm heading up to Port of Spain just now anyway. I'm going to QRC all inclusive.
Because I was listening to some of the Junior Panorama and them young people, because it was a South band that win. I think was Boys School, San Fernando Boys.
Yes. Yeah, they sung very, and they had
the
good
Junior
support
Panorama.
this year.
Them young people.
You should send them instead of Skittle Bunch.
Well, some of them did, the ones from South, did have the support of whichever band was a Skiffle or Fun Play or whatever.
And they had a good turnout also. They had a lot of people went in.
That's good.
But people just walk with the maxi loads too, because this rising star, some kind of thing, this new thing they bring out, it was in the bowl last week and my niece attended and she said the artists and them walk with the supporters. So the bowl was packed.
Okay.
So they had some finals. But South is love, as you know, and more things need to be happening in South than Port of Spain.
Always. And there's a constant push that we anyhow, there's a conversation off and on the air. But in the meantime, enjoy yourself tomorrow in Panorama, all right? And we're going to hear about it next week, Saturday. Right?
Please God.
Yes, next week Saturday, please God. Can't forget that. After God, always after God.
Yes.
So right now you're going to play some Young Brother.
All right. I love him.
Right.
Oh gosh, and he's doing very good. And Skinner Park next week Saturday. I wouldn't be on air.
Wait a second. Is he one of the entries?
Yes, he
with that calypso he got?
I think he got through. Yes, I think he got through. And he have a social commentary, a nice one about the youths.
Yes, I heard it. Actually, we played it last week. Okay, but we're going to talk. Be safe. I'll talk to you next week, Saturday. Please, God. Bless up.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, see that. Yes, it's all about the culture here on the People's Chat Room, the Caribbean culture. It doesn't matter which island you're from. Caribbean culture, okay? The Caribbean culture right here in the diaspora and obviously back home in whichever your respective island is. Young Brother?
Oh, yes. Guns them. Hands them.
What are you doing?
Hear the cries in the streets at night. So many dreams born out like light. Youths them caught in a system cold, chasing shadows that take their soul. But the rhythm of hope is strong. Feel the beat it guide us along. Plant the seed of change in the ground, and reap the fruits of love from this song. And pain and the sorrows, leave the darkness behind. For the youths and the future, let the healing begin. In the rhythm of we island, let love pull us in. So come from the dusk till dawn, as we rise up every morn. We'll fly through the skies like plane, all people will rise again. Hand in hand is how we'll start, everyone can play their part. Man, woman and child come in, let the cleansing begin. Come on, cleanse them. For the common man, times real hard. Crime and murder driving we mad. And the youths them can't find no work, cause the system take them for joke. Let the positive fight control, we must not lose sight of our goal. In spite the stress and the strain, let us build our country again. I'm sure we can rise from the shadows as we shine. Through the pain and the sorrow, leave the darkness behind. For the youths and the future, let the healing begin. In the rhythm of the island, let love pull us in. So come from the dusk till dawn, as we rise up every morn. We'll fly through the skies like plane, all people will rise again. Hand in hand is how we'll start, everyone can play their part. Man, woman and child come in, let the cleansing begin.
What are you doing? He didn't say that bad.
Politicians drive the nice car, while the poor man bite the finger. Oil money blow away like dust, the people don't know who to trust. But every crisis we will master, and rise to triumph from disaster. We will cast the evil away, we make the solemn pledge here today. I'm sure we can rise from the shadows as we shine. Through the pain and the sorrows, leave the darkness behind. For the youths and the future, let the healing begin. In the rhythm of the island, let love pull us in. So come from the dusk till dawn, as we rise up every morn. We'll fly through the skies like plane, all people will rise again. Hand in hand is how we'll start, everyone can play their part. Man, woman and child come in, let the cleansing begin. Clean the heart. From the ghetto I born and grow, I learned to make joy from sorrow. Though my story was hardship,
I'm not cutting it, because I know you want me to cut it.
No, I don't want you to cut
Okay.
it.
every time the setbacks would come, I keep the faith and weather the storm. With every step and toil I strive, just to keep my dreams alive. I'm sure we can rise from the shadows as we shine. Through the pain and the sorrows, leave the darkness behind. For the youths and the future, let the healing begin. In the rhythm of the island, let love pull us in. So come from the dusk till dawn, as we rise up every morn. We'll fly through the skies like plane, all people will rise again. Hand in hand is how we'll start, everyone can play their part. Man, woman and child come in, let the cleansing begin.
So I don't know if you saw, there's a YouTube video where they did an interview with him in his little village, Sealots, right? It's like maybe 20 minutes long, and I felt like if that helped me to understand a whole lot more about this young cat, because it's he, and he got like a core group of like four or five of them. They grew up together and they hanging together. Two of them, I think are hype men for him, and I think one is a DJ. I mean, like what you do now, the ones and twos thingy. But this fella is all for his community. All for his community. Y'all need to find that YouTube and listen to that interview. I can't remember who the facilitator of the interview was, a young woman. But it really, really gives you a lot of insight into who young brother is. It's really good listening. Yeah. Once again, you're listening to the People's Chat Room right here on iTunes Radio. We're streaming on the peopleschatroom.com as well as FB, IG, and YouTube, where all our shows are archived. We had a little tricky start. We ain't going to talk about that anymore. Let's just keep it moving. We're waiting for our immigration attorney, Miss Sonya Peterkin, to come into the waiting room so we can start having that conversation. And then we will have another conversation with our guest, music sociologist, Miss MEAGAN Sylvester. Because we were a little bit delayed in starting, we will continue on the show past 2 o'clock. Mostly just playing music and just having little conversations in and out, because we need to make up the 2 hours, okay? In the meantime, I'm going to turn it back over to DJ Code Red. I know we have some ads to play, so I think you're getting ready to do that, right? So let me step back.
Transport charter services. Whether you are planning a corporate event, day charter, tours, airport transfers, taxi service, cargo and courier service, or any other occasion, T&T Transportation is here to elevate your travel experience. Give Cheryl a call at 407-844-0431. Visit Cheryl's tttransport.com. Book now.
Soca Takeover! The Cool Event Experience is back. Carnival Saturday, March 1st, 2025, featuring a full band performance by Kiss the Band. Kiss the Band, Kiss the Band, celebrating 20 years in music. Soca Takeover! Carnival Saturday night, March 1st, 2025, at Queen's Park Oval, from 9 p.m. until 3 a.m. Early Bird VIP and general tickets out now on Island e-tickets and Eventbrite.com. For more info, visit SocaTakeoverGlobal.com or call 344-2547 or 388-9587. Carnival Saturday night. See you at Soca Takeover.
And together we are complete, darling.
Caribbean Sunshine Bakery Pilot presents the benefit concert for reggae legend Lieutenant Stitchie. Reggae legend Lieutenant Stitchie. Party with a purpose. Support a worthy cause. Featuring international recording band Third World. Mr. Vegas. Marion Hall, formerly known as Lady Song.
Sorry to hurt your feelings, but I did.
Lady G. Ed Robinson. Ernie Smith. And more. Saturday, February 22nd at the Majestic Event Center, Orlando. Tickets are $40 in advance. Available at all Caribbean Sunshine Bakery locations. Also purchase tickets online at Eventbrite.com.
For tickets at info, call 407-687-312 or 407-839-5060. Sponsored by Chris Rocktone, CRR Network, CAACF, Alpha Point Community Builders, and Caribbean Sunshine Bakery.
Peace and blessings, and guess what? This is Olaide Banks, and I'm coming to Orlando, Florida on April 5th. Yes, Lima, I'm going to see you there for Calypso, Comedy, and Caribbean Jazz. I'm going to bring my guitar. I'm coming from Houston. We're going to have a good time for Calypso, Comedy, and Caribbean Jazz right there in Orlando. So if you're in Tampa, come on up. If you're in Miami, come on up. If you're in Fort Lauderdale, come on up. Jacksonville, come on down. See you April 5th. Orlando, Florida. Calypso, Comedy, Caribbean Jazz. Olaide Banks saying, peace and blessings.
Oh yo 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 yo, oh yo 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 yo, oh yo yo yo. I open a restaurant, time to give them what them want. I open a restaurant, time to give them what them want. What inside the pot? Why you steaming up? What inside the pot? Why you cooking up? What inside the pot? Why you dreaming up? What inside the pot? Why you cooking? I'm taking them limers, next up with them winers. Combine all the ravers, along with the ravers. Side on the red jumpers, mix up with them pumpers. All these up these pumpers, you're feeling a hunger. Call it the party chef, party chef. Somebody put up the right and left. Party chef, party chef. When we come, it's all about fete. Party chef, party chef. Somebody put up the right and left. Party chef, party chef. When one done, on to the next. Tell them
Good afternoon, Miss Sonya Peterkin. How you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. How about yourself?
I'm good. I want to thank you for being part of the People's Chat Room. I know it's going to be once a month. We agreed to the third Saturday of every month, but the fact that you said yes, I really appreciate that. I don't
Oh,
think we never really tried getting an attorney on, right?
No,
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 no.
no, no. But
But
the important, your
there's a time and a place, and now is the time, and now is the place,
your
because
message
this is the place.
definitely important today in this world.
But before we get into some of our questions, I want you to please share a little bit about you, and then obviously share your contact information and how people can find you that will be listening to the show.
sure. Thank you again for having me. My name is Sonya Peterkin. I am an immigration attorney and I operate a law firm in Central Florida. I'm located in downtown Claremont. We service clients all around the world regarding U.S. immigration matters, including green cards, visas, removal of conditions, investment visas, business visas, any type of visa that you can think of, we will handle it at our firm. And you can contact us at 321-325-1125. Or you can contact me on my website at www.sapeterkinlaw.com. You could also find me on all social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. So if you're looking for reliable information regarding immigration, I encourage you to follow me on social media.
Thank you, Sonia. I hope you don't mind me calling you Sonia and not Miss Peterkin, but you know.
That's absolutely fine.
So I would like us to just start in the crisis stuff, because you've seen and you've heard some of the video where people are really scared about flying out of the country. There's a video going around about you should not, if you have a dual citizenship, let's say in this case with Trinidad, and you leave the country, a lot of people, including my sister, would get into Trinidad, use their TT passport, come back into the US and use their American passport. They don't want people to do that. If you're leaving and you get to Trinidad, use a US passport, so that way when you come back in, you have that stamp in there. Is there any merit or any truth to that?
I don't believe so. I think this is one of the many rumors that are circulating around social media. And it's very, very important that if you're getting your news from social media, you check the source of that information. Right now, there's so much going on, and they're feeding people a lot of fear. And I think this is another one of those situations where people are being fed fear. So the law requires that if you are a dual citizen, you must use your US passport to leave and enter the US. But they do not have the ability to dictate what passport you use to enter into another country. We've been hearing about people getting their passports confiscated because they use a different passport to get into another country. And I believe in those situations, either we don't have the truth or we don't have all the information about what is going on, because there are specific and very limited reasons why a US passport can be confiscated. And it is not because you used another passport to get into another country. It would have to be you either obtained the passport by fraud, you misused the passport fraudulently, you are subject to some kind of criminal court order that prohibits your travel, something of that nature that would allow your passport to just be revoked like that. So yes, that is another rumor that is going around social media. Be very careful of the information that you're taking in.
Wow. It's like it's so hard to tell what's truth from what's lies, because that's one of them that has been packaged via video. It's been packaged with narrative or a script. And it's like, so the next one that I'm sure you've heard of is the thing with the what was it, the name?
Is it the I-407?
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one that's been going around. Again, feeding fair once again. So if you are a green card holder and you're asked to sign anything, actually, coming into the country, don't sign it. You're not, they can't force you to sign anything. But specifically, what's been going around is the Form I-407, which is the form to abandon your green card status, your permanent residency. And that is basically, if you sign that form, you're basically voluntarily forfeiting or giving up your permanent residency. Okay, so that's a voluntary forfeiture of your lawful permanent residence. You do not have to sign that document. Now, typically, officers will ask you to sign that, like if you stay outside of the country for a long period of time, because as a permanent resident,
You're
you
supposed to
should
be.
not be, yeah, you shouldn't be staying out of the country for 6 months or longer. You will jeopardize getting your green card taken away. But green card holders have the ability to see an immigration officer and defend themselves against deportation or against having their green card taken away. So never, ever sign a Form I-407 to
So what you're
volunteer.
saying is that this is something that existed long before this administration came into office, and somebody is fear mongering and bringing it up, but it doesn't mean that it's actually being done for green card holders coming back into the country. It's just been there.
Correct. That's what's going on a lot. They make it seem as if, oh, now because Trump is in office, now there's this new form, and they're asking everybody to sign this form, and you must sign the form. No. And I don't have any evidence that this is something that's routinely happening, right? And you have to be very careful also never to compare your immigration journey with someone else's, because there's sometimes facts that you don't have that makes your cases very different. So yeah, I don't have any evidence that this is something that's happening routinely now.
Okay, that's interesting, because even I mean, I've been naturalized maybe more than 20 years, but even I knew that as a green card holder, you should not be leaving this country for more than a certain amount of time. That's something that has always been. So
Always been.
it's interesting how people are just putting all this information out there, and people, because of the whole deportation route that Trump is taking, people are tapping into that fear, and just
Really
making it so, wow.
Yeah, I've gotten so many new calls from people who are just scared, existing clients and potential clients calling because they just need to be counseled. They just need encouragement right now. They're just, afraid. So I think that was kind of his mission. Trump's mission, his administration's mission was to just, make everyone fearful, and it is definitely happening, and social media is not making it any better.
Not making it. And this whole social media is one of the reasons why we're in the pickle that we're in anyway, because people will not try to get real information. They will trust what they see and what they hear on whether it's TikTok, Instagram, or whatever, and decide that is fact. But before we let you go, can you just guide our listeners? Let's say they were picked up for deportation, or someone they know was picked up for deportation. What should they do or should not do? Because I believe contacting an attorney is important during that time. Walk us through that.
Yeah. If you have an attorney, make sure you know your attorney's name and contact information. If you do not have an attorney, I would suggest you find one that you trust and at least have their contact information. In the event that you are picked up by ICE, you'll have that information to be able to contact them. Representation during removal proceedings is so important. You have a significantly better chance of being successful in your removal proceedings if you are represented by an attorney.
Okay.
Typically, when you are picked up by ICE, you are eventually going to be able to see an immigration judge. Typically, and you'll have the ability to defend yourself against deportation. In some cases, you end up getting out of deportation in a better status than you were when you went in.
That's interesting.
Yeah, there's different types of relief in removal proceedings. There's one called cancellation of removal for certain people, undocumented people who have been here for at least 10 years. And, they have the ability to apply for cancellation of removal while in deportation proceedings. And if they are approved, they can come out as a green card holder. So a lot of people don't know that this is a process. Also, removal proceedings could take several years. I don't know if that's going to change now that Trump is in office, how quickly he's going to try to move things along. But
Well, I see, just let me cut across you a little bit. I saw an article, because I only read good news sources. I saw an article where he fired the current head of ICE because they were not moving fast enough.
yeah.
He wanted more people deported.
You're right. And so, yeah, we're going to see. I would anticipate. It's still so early in the game. It's another thing I tell people. It's a wait and see kind of scenario right now. How are things going to actually play out? We kind of have to wait and see. But I do anticipate things moving faster and maybe even more unfairly, because there's a reason why things were kind of slow. They're backlogged. They have thousands and thousands of cases that they have to handle in removal proceedings. And so if we're rushing through it, I just have a feeling where people are not going to get a fair chance in court. So we'll kind of have to see how it all plays out.
I got one more question with regards to... You got a question too? Okay, you go ahead.
Good afternoon. I do have one question. Is there any truth in buying a one-way ticket to leave the country? If you are especially if you're a green card holder, like you buy a one-way ticket to leave a country, and while you're down there, let's say 4 months, and you buy another one-way ticket back up to the country, is there any stipulation that you can't do that? Has there been any enforcement as far as...
You had heard of that one, right? That you hadn't heard of that one. That's another one going around. They're saying that if you're leaving the country, you need to buy a return, because if you buy a one-way, it'll be really difficult for you to get back into the country. So you have to buy a return so that your way back is guaranteed. You hadn't heard that one. That's another one going around too.
No, and that one sounds kind of not 100% true. So yeah, there's no requirement that I know of that you need to have a two-way ticket to leave the country as a green card holder. As a green card holder.
No, also as a citizen.
But even as a citizen, that shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
The reason why I'm stressing.
Yeah. As a citizen, you can stay in the country as long as you like.
Yes.
There's no limitation on how long you can travel. There's a limitation on green card holders. Obviously, you don't want to abandon your permanent residency by staying out of the country for 6 months or longer. But there is no requirement that I'm aware of that you have to have a two-way ticket back. Just make sure you're back in the country before that 6 months.
This is all the information floating out there. I got one more before we let you go, and now you know what's going on as far as questions that people have. And obviously, before you leave, please put that information out there. We have your card, your digital card, on our live stream for people who are seeing, but not everybody who's seeing is listening on the radio. So that's why it's really important to catch them both ways. What about temporary protective status? Those in TPS, I'm saying it right? Temporary protective status. TPS, yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I know he canceled TPS for Venezuelans.
Yes, I know about that one.
Yeah. But I don't think we've heard any news. It's always changing every day. But as far as I know, I haven't heard any news of any other a TPS, like especially for Haitians. I haven't heard that it's been terminated yet, although, we anticipate that it will be. But yeah, as far as I know, the only TPS that has been cut off is Venezuelans. And so they won't be able to re-register for that.
So 321-325-1125. That's attorney Sonya Peterkin, Esquire, immigration attorney. Can you put that? Okay, it's over here. 321-325-1125. And if you want to text her, it's 321-204-7718. You can also reach her at www.sapeterkin. For those of you that are spelling challenged, it's I got to put it. www.sapeterkinlaw.com. So www.sapeterkinlaw.com. Please give her a call, because some of us know people who need an immigration attorney right now, or you may know someone who knows someone. You know how that little gravy, that whole chain thing goes along. So please give her a call. 321-325-1125. Sonia, we're going to have you on at least once a month. I don't know if that's sufficient, but we'll take it for now. And as the need arises, you and I will have a conversation as to how you want to approach that. But thank you so much for being on the show today and dispelling some of those rumors.
And there is a lot, and it's funny that you're hearing a lot of new rumors. Like, okay, I wasn't aware of that. I didn't know that. And
that was a new one.
And in your business, I know you hear so much, and it's still scary that you're hearing new rumors.
It's scary.
And new
scary
information
because
like that.
Overnight, people's lives are changing.
Yeah.
And straight up, that ain't fair. It's not fair, because this country was built on immigration, and what he's done is he's taken those foundation pillars away from society. And man, well, that's another thing. So that's civil law, I think. Yeah, civil law. Sonia, thank you. Have a blessed Saturday. We will continue to keep putting your information out, because we want you to be flooded with calls and calls for business.
Yes.
Because you are needed right now.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
I feel blessed that I'm in a position to be able to help during this time. And thank you again for having me. Have a great day.
Thank you. You have a blessed weekend. Bye-bye, Sonia.
Okay.
Yes, attorney Sonya Peterkin. Give her a call at 321-325-1125, or you can text her at 321-204-7718. She is based in the Claremont area. Her office address is 835 7th Street, Suite 7, Claremont, Florida, 34711. Let me say the phone number again. And Kurt, anytime. Information. This is information that people do need.
This is
you know what I'm
so
saying?
important.
So give her a call. Let me give you that number again. And once I remember throughout the show, I'll give it, okay? 321-325-1125, or you can text at 321-204-7718. Again, attorney Sonya Peterkin, Esquire, immigration attorney based in Claremont, Florida. And she's going to be on the show at least once a month, every third Saturday of the month. What are we going with?
We going,
young brother?
Oh God, please no.
Oh gosh, you didn't play the next one? You played the Calypso, you didn't play the Soca. What kind of thing is that?
Easy.
Wait,
Easy.
Okay. So whatever you're playing, is it new music?
Of course.
Okay, go for it.
All right. It's this one they come out. They talk about it's gonna be playing on the airlines going home on Caribbean Air, because it has that type of feeling. But I just want to go back to the immigration, because it is. We're hearing people who are verbally, visually,
Man, Hannah, I
physically
can't tell
scared.
you how much time somebody shared that thing with me. Don't leave. It's like I either getting the video, or again, there's this video with a Jamaican woman.
Young lady. Yes, I've seen
talking about the form 407.
I've seen
that.
Know,
and then there's another. You know what?
And then the funny thing is that you don't even know how old that video is, because there's no date reference on that video. And yes,
but to me, it's an example of how we got into this pickle in the first place. Disinformation.
Yes.
Disinformation.
Yeah.
People who go into TikTok and Instagram. Come on, man.
And then
you're going
you sharing
to
it.
Fox
and then you're
News people.
Instead of you calling a lawyer, pick up a phone and call a lawyer. You quicker share it. And no,
stop it.
Come on, let's relentually.
Heads up. Don't send me none of that shit no more, right?
Unless you vetted it yourself.
Don't send me anything via WhatsApp about that, any of the things that we talked about today. That would obviously mean that you did not listen to the show. And that would also mean that, you know what? I'm not your partner with that stupidness.
And if you have a question, and if you have doubts, you've heard it here, and if you want to hear it again, we have the number. The number is still
321-325-1125. That's her number. If you want to text her, because some people don't like to talk on the phone, they prefer to text. 321-204-7718. And we will also,
information is
when I
there.
edit the information on Facebook,
Yeah.
I will put her number in there, and I will put it on the YouTube show. Put her number in there so you can give her a call.
Right.
Our attorney, once a month, she's going to be on here. Sonya Peterkin, Esquire, immigration attorney. All right.
All right. So let me get to this this brand new song by Marshall Montano, Bunji Garlin, and Mikel Teja. It's called "Home Is Where the Heart Is."
Welcome, my king. Double M. Home is where the heart is. Yeah, I say home is where the heart is. Teja Planet. Everyone of a place attached to. The beat of your heart is like a pass through. No matter how you circumnavigate around the globe, you always feel like running back to. They say home is where the heart is. So welcome home, welcome home. There is a beauty in the madness when we hit the road. When we hit the road, it's blue skies better catch the wave. We full of vibe, we celebrate. We flying high, we going places. Because this is we Caribbean. When the oil drum make a big sound, we go lift the energy. Like a jump, look we oil down, all of we is family. When the mass start, we go run back. Everybody come back, everybody come back. Oh yeah. So many places, come let me go. Everybody took it and jump with us one. Come take away, let me go. Come let me go. Everybody took it and jump with the sun. We never alone when we go on road. Away from we home is like we never leave home. Here we come on soon. Islands to be bold. This vibe cannot possible. Tell them home is where the heart is. Take a jump up and wave. Tell them home is where the heart is. This is how we live. Tell them home is where the heart is. We carry home wherever we go. You see home is where the masses. Islands in the sun. Islands in the sun.
So you don't think you can hear it? You feel this? You hearing it on Caribbean here going home, right?
Well, yeah, you know, you should
It's
know me
real
by now. If
commercial,
them
isn't it?
chord changes ain't sweet,
You
I
ain't feel
neither
it?
here nor there.
Really?
And these are not sweet chord changes to
It's
me,
like
so
what-
I really don't
it's-
care what the message is.
Oh, really? That's how it is?
That's how it is with me sometimes.
You don't even care about the message. You just want chord changes.
Okay, so home is where the heart is. All right, and then what?
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Let me
You're
tell you, let me
brutal,
tell
you know.
you. Sweet chord changes. That's you know. Oh, so I want to say thank you to Kevon Carter, who was on our show last week. It seems like so much time has gone by, right?
Yeah.
And Natasha Wilson, she was on the show last week. Also, Congressman Maxwell Frost was on the show last week too, and he confirmed what some of us already knew. The Democratic Party does not have a leader. So, one big promo, one big ride that's being brought to you by iTunes Radio, and it's in London, July 12th.
You better buy a two-way ticket.
Oh God.
I'm just joking. I'm joking. We just hear the information. You don't need if you are a green card holder.
My God.
Do not, well, you know what? No, hold on. Let me sum it up for you. If you are a green card holder, let's do this properly. Let's do this properly because people hadn't.
But
no matter how much time they tell
you know what, Code?
Hold on.
Isn't
If
it
you are a
draining?
green card holder, do not spend more than 6 months out the country.
Just remind them that has always been out there.
It's
always been out there.
it's
If you're a
always
green
been
card holder,
holder.
make up your mind. All right? You shouldn't be out of the United States past 6 months. So do a month or 2 months. Come back up here and
come back up here for a day. You know, literally, you can, if you want this, you can come back up here for a day and go back. If you could spend 6 months in Trinidad, then you have enough money.
True.
Buy a
Then
ticket.
why are you even wasting time?
Why are you wasting time? Really and truly, why you come up here for the healthcare?
But then, but here now, you see, we need to ask her about the birthright citizenship thing the next time she comes on.
Yeah.
You know,
they're fighting hard for that one, boy.
Yeah, boy, come up here, have your baby, and then you go home. But again, we need to find out how much truth is in that. I'm sure it is. There is a certain element of truth to it, but we'll get the information when she comes back next month as to how deep that goes, okay? And I will give her some idea of some of the questions we're going to be asking, so that way she's prepped and ready.
And really and truly, people, let's just be brutally honest.
With what?
I know everyone's situation. is different. You work hard to gather your green card. You know, I'm guilty of it. So I'm talking from my experience. I got my green card when I was maybe 10 to 12 years old.
And you've been here all those years, and you didn't want to convert to
all
citizenship?
those years, the fear that was this information that was given to me by my family is that once you become a citizen, then you'll have to do the draft.
No.
Like again.
The one time it's a draft is compulsory is when you're applying for financial aid going into college. You have to do that form because hold
on.
I wouldn't even say a draft.
But you just confirmed it.
Yeah, that is true. It's on the form.
Just confirmed
once you
it.
apply for financial, but that's with everybody, men and women.
Yeah, but
okay.
But that was the fear that they didn't want me to go in no army. They didn't want me to be drafted in no army. They didn't want that.
So they paid for your financial aid? If they paid for you
there was no
financially?
push. Where I'm going in this, there wasn't a push for me to gain my citizenship. My citizenship, it was my choice.
Hold up. But that financial aid is whether you're a citizen or not.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Misinformation.
Well, that was a whole lot of misinformation.
Misinformation will have you fearful of doing something or not doing something.
Yeah, that's true. And that's a good example, as well as some of the other examples.
So, and I am speaking from my personal but I said to myself, I've built a life here. I have a wife and I have 2 children
and a granddaughter.
Well, at that point I didn't. Okay. At that point I didn't. I said, you know what? Then? I'm going to get my green card, my citizenship.
It makes sense.
But and here's the funny thing though, when I decided to get to do my citizenship, my green card was less than 6 months from being expired. Within that 6 months window from expiration. So unfortunately, I had to pay for a new green card.
Or?
No. Or.
You still have
had to pay for to renew the green card to then apply for the citizenship.
How much money are we talking about here?
Well, back then, not to say it was expensive, but it was still a pretty penny. So we're going to confirm that. And I believe that is true. If your green card, it is true because I was told I have to renew it. Mm-hmm. If your green card is within 6 months window of expiring and you're trying to apply for citizenship, you have to pay for your green card all over to renew it to then apply for the citizenship. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is facts.
So we got Miss MEAGAN Sylvester in the waiting room, and as she comes on, I know you're going to play some music, and then when she comes on, I'll just read some of her CV. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Look at the sun shine when we come together. Let we play a mass forever. So look, we hand in the air, ready again. I feel the way, desire power guided way. Hand in the air, ready again. I feel the way. Let we jump up in the power. All is gonna do levitate. Let we mash up the place in the power. All is gonna do levitate. Let we mash up the place. Just start to wind up on your waist. Take over the trains. When you feel the power, everybody possess. Wind up on your waist. Take over the place. When you feel the power,
Some y'all can defend where them ask for. Any position you attend, you a master. Y'all try keep up with the trend, a disaster. You come first, all them y'all come after. Your mask, y'all bend. When you see you step up on the scene, y'all bend. Always looking good and smelling clean, y'all bend. Always on top, never between, y'all bend. Right now, let we show them what I mean. Flip it. Bend your head and bend your back and put your hand them on your knees. Bend your head and bend your back and put your hand them on your knees. Bend your head and bend your back and put your hand them on your knees. Tell her where you take that bumper.
Girl, I wanna soft man. Give me a rough neck. Come on to slap it up, man. Give me some roughness. Want a man with strong back. Now one who weak like bird nest. And if I fling it back, so he can handle all this. Girl, I wanna soft man. Give me a rough neck. Come on to slap it up, man. Give me some roughness. Want a man with strong back. Now one who weak like bird nest. And if I fling it back, so he can handle all this. Don't want no soft banana. Don't want no soft banana, man. Don't want no soft banana. Don't want no soft banana. Don't want no soft banana. Don't want no soft banana, man. Don't want no soft banana. Don't want no soft banana.
All right. So with us today, and she's gonna let us see her, is music sociologist Miss MEAGAN Sylvester. But before we have our conversation, let me just read some of her CV. She is a music sociologist with a consultancy practice through which she provides her clients with insight into the sociological framing of Caribbean and diasporic spaces using the lens of indigenous musics of the Caribbean as her main or as the main unit of analysis. Her work delves into connections among Caribbean music, issues of identity, migration, and cultural transformations as expressed in the festival culture between the Caribbean and other traditional and non-traditional carnival festival locales. Partnership or partnering with several organizations around the globe, her work encompasses academic conference presentations, hosting scholarly workshops, participating in international seminars, and being a member of strategic teams responsible for sociological research and analysis across both Western and non-Western cultures, including Europe, Latin America, South America, the United States, and numerous islands in the Caribbean. And she's got some books. She's got 20. All right? So we'll make you aware of those books later on, or as we go through the show or the conversation. And I'd like you guys to please pick up one. That would be cool. We need to support our peoples. So Miss MEAGAN Sylvester, thank you for being on the show today. So transparency. My bachelor's is sociology, marketing, public relations, I think. I can't remember. It's been so long.
They can't remember.
But my master's is all social work. But okay. I remember as being in Trinidad and being so engrossed in sociology and help us to understand, our listeners, what is a music sociologist? Now we start there.
Okay, no problem. So, Lema, thank you for inviting me to be on your show.
And there will be more. We want you to come back, but just letting you know that. Go ahead.
This is long in coming, and I really am happy to be here today. A music sociologist. So let me start off. Let me pick apart the two words. So we're going to start with sociologist. And a sociologist is someone who is very concerned and studies their society. They look at the behavior of man and woman in society. What I have done is that I've studied music alongside that and added music to that. So what does that mean? I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. So the music that I focus on, of course, is Trinidad and Tobago music in the main. Calypso, soca, and Kaiso jazz. I look at steel pan music a little, but I don't delve into it in any great way. The aspect that I look at in terms of the sociology is issues of identity, class, race, culture, color, and other ways in which the society can be stratified. Let's say as well, gender, all right? And religion in some aspects. So what I've done is that I've added music to that. Strictly speaking, what I just described was what sociology is. And now, as I mentioned earlier, I add music to that. So I look at, in particular, the lyrics of calypso and soca music. I even look at chutney music. I look at raga soca music. I look at groovy soca music. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to see how the music, the lyrics of these particular songs of these indigenous genres say something about our society. Is the society impacting the lyrics, or are the lyrics being impacted by the society?
And which one is it? Because I would say it's a little bit of both, right?
Exactly. It's a little bit of both because people who are, so different people write. So where do lyrics come from? Different people write lyrics. And so it becomes important to think about where do these lyrics come from? Are these people necessarily from Trinidad and Tobago? Are they living in this space? Do they have a particular vantage point? Are they from a particular ethnic group or a particular racial group? And so that kind of thing sort of sets the tone for what they write about.
So one of the things I tell my clients a lot of times is children live what they learn, children learn what they live. You learn from your environment. And I'm thinking at the same time of that young cat that's making a whole lot of waves, young brother, all right? And let's look at the calypso that he's put out, you know, where some people are thinking, dang, I didn't know this fellow was so deep. But this is an example of where his environment has shaped him, right?
Right, exactly. And that is what we have to consider. Who is writing the music? So you have people who are writing for calypso. That's what they do. They are calypso writers. People who write soca songs. If I want to use an example, if we look at Nadia Batson, for example, she is a prolific writer and she writes for people other than herself. So we need to understand what is her vantage point. The songs that she writes, what are they about? She is a soca performer in the main, and so she's talking about the spirit of the festival, the carnival vibes, you know, how people feel when they meet up, etc. Then we can think about, if I just dip back into calypso, who writes for calypso? Sometimes the calypsonian writes for calypso. They have a message that they want to get out personally from themselves. Or you might have a situation where you have a calypso writer who is very interested in saying something about the society. They're not in the fraternity except to write and sell a song, right? But they too want to say something. You have humorous calypso, you have social commentary, you have political commentary. All right. So it becomes important to think about the chutney soca songs. It's important. Machel Montano is in the chutney soca monarch this year. And it's important to think about the songs. What is it that chutney soca artists have been speaking about? They've been speaking about rum. They've been speaking about family. They've been speaking about not wanting to be single, wanting to be single forever, which is important because if we think about the tradition of the East Indian family, in Trinidad and Tobago, it's always about the extended family, this close-knit family. And when you have East Indian artists coming out and singing against the norm of their traditions, it's saying something. And that is where the sociology of the music comes in.
Is there any point that you've observed where the two tend to clash? When I say the two, I'm talking about the two genres, soca and the calypso, tend to clash, not just with the message, but in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely. I mean, if we think about musicality and we think about instrumentation, we could talk about that. The use of brass in music. You see that brass is used for calypso songs and brass is also used for soca songs. So that is one of the ways. I mean, clash, I'm interpreting clash to mean come together as opposed to something negative. Yeah? I don't know if that's what you mean, because you can come together in one space. You're talking about clash as in negative.
Clash as in negative. And the reason why I say that is if we're looking at, okay, children live what they learn, children learn what they live, people learn from their environments. And then you take a little bit of that and you look at how, even within the West Indian or the Caribbean diaspora, and I will use Orlando as an example, and Orlando is just as an example that can be compared, or I should say, put side by side with other Caribbean communities in the diaspora. There's this fractionalization that occurs. And it happens in the music, it happens in society. You understand where I'm coming from, Megan?
I do. And I think, let me see if I can interpret what you're saying. So we think about Rashoti I, and we think about 1973, 1974. And we take it all the way back there to talk about endless vibration and what that sort of set the tone for. This the onset of a shift and a change in the music that would accompany the festival. Yeah? Calypso had a slower beat. Beats per minute was slower than the soca beat. That song was sort of the introduction to speed it up. Even the lyrics spoke to that. Yeah, we want to have a different type of sound and song in calypso. I think that in soca, or at least for the festival. And I think it's important to think about, if I bring it all the way to now, There is, you spoke about Young Brother. We can also speak about Trinidad Killer. We can talk about we can talk about Trinidad music. We can talk about Mohammed Muakil and what he is doing in terms of his song in terms of his group and what they are doing in terms of the music that is now, on the scene, which is different. In the same space, you have a Marshall Montano, who has been part of the scene for a long time. So for me, I see that there are clashes, but I think that there's also the marrying of the genres in a way that has become very palatable to the audiences, because I think what was happening before, when we think about Kitchener and Sparrow, and the whole issue about and also Shadow, are we singing soca? Are we singing calypso? Is there a problem? Is one genre the genre that really should dominate carnival, or is it another? And we see that with the changing of the guards and with every successive generation, there is a change and a shift. But I think that now what we're seeing is this melding pot of the genres coming together. And so we say, okay, when we hear that song, are we hearing, is this Trinidad? Is this soca?
Well,
is this calypso?
Well, one that I just found out about from this one over here, Zest. I knew absolutely nothing about Zest.
Correct.
And that is where Young Brother dwelled for a while before he came into mainstream soca.
But also Trinidad Killer. And says in the beginning of his song, die Zest. So it's important to understand. But then we see it's a song that is popular. None of the lyrics of that song, and I'm talking specifically about the song by Trinidad Killer, speaks to Trinidad Carnival. None. Young Brother is singing a song and it's not talking about carnival. And that's important because we're talking about festival music. But then what's happening? The songs are popular at this time of year. Yeah? So it's important to think about. So when you talk about, so for me, to specifically answer your question, what I see is long ago there used to be this division between what exactly are we going to celebrate as festival music in Trinidad and Tobago. And I think this really sort of extended to all of the satellite carnivals that exist throughout the world. And I think now there is this shift and change taking place where we're welcoming artists into this space, giving people an opportunity to get to participate and present their sound.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. So being here in the diaspora, we don't just look at Trinidad and Tobago, we look at all the islands in the diaspora, right?
Right.
So put that to the side for a second and let's go back to Trinidad and Tobago, where when you get to Carnival and they have the competitions, they kind of do not promote, wrong word, but I can't think of another one, involving or encouraging people from other islands to participate. Has that changed? Because it's all music, it's all calypso, soca. It might come from another island, but it's still for the most part similar messages.
Well, one of the things that's interesting, this is a known fact, but a lot of people don't mention it. Now we have a competition called Soca Champion. But what is important?
Wait. How new is that?
It's this year.
Okay, all right.
Current,
okay, all right.
In the moment.
Right,
in the
okay.
moment. You didn't miss it yet.
I missed none. Okay. All right. Okay.
But what we had before was the Soca Monarch. But the name of the competition was the International Soca Monarch competition. 1 year Biggie Irie won, and he was from Barbados, and he is from Barbados. So it becomes
Which
important. Yeah. Yeah, check it. He won for the Groovy Soca. Remember, we would have Power Soca alongside Groovy Soca. And he won Groovy Soca. Check it out. But what is important to think about is that it's an international, it was dubbed as an international festival. And so people could come from other spaces and participate. So there has been this opportunity for people within the diaspora to be part of. Then if we think...
that's progress, because I did an interview with, good Lord, from Antigua, King Short Shirt. And he took me back to when he had that tourist Lego. Where they dissuaded him from entering, and everything was channeled towards the Calypsonians from Trinidad and Tobago,
Right,
and
right.
you know, but he knew that his song was that popular that it was kicking the butt, you know. So I guess there's been a whole lot of progress since then to now.
Right, and to add to that, if we talk about a reverse kind of relationship, you have Terry Lyons just winning a competition within the Caribbean. They go to Montserrat, they go to Antigua, they go to other spaces in the Caribbean. That is Calypsonians from Trinidad and Tobago, and they perform, and they, you know, and sometimes they're successful. And so it becomes important to think about this symbiotic relationship that's taking place. We are pouring into them and they are pouring into us. But if we look at the history of Calypso, we see that there has always been, if we talk about Sparrow, we talk about, some of the other Calypsonians who would have been born in in Grenada and would have come up, Valentino, etc. So it becomes important to think about that.
Valentino was born in Grenada?
Particular is, yes.
I didn't know that. Sorry.
Yes. So that's okay. But so we're all learning here. That's what we do. You know, but what's important is that Calypso, when we think about who has been and who continues to be the performers in Calypso, there has always been this relationship with the other islands. So it is not strange that the carnivals that developed in some of the other islands did so. All right, because when we think about Calypso in particular as an art form, Calypso, strictly speaking, and this is a controversial point, a lot of people, you know, have an issue with it, but it's important to say it this way. Calypso does not belong to Trinidad, so to speak. It came to its fullest fruition in Trinidad, because what we see is that as a result of the naval base in West Trinidad, and the fact that this was an opportunity for people, Calypsonians, to ply their trade and sing for the foreigners. This is what was one of the catalysts to make people come to Trinidad, Calypso singers, that is.
Okay,
to
hold up,
Calypso
wait a minute.
singers, Calypso dancers, Calypso background
Hold
singers.
up, Megan. Wait. So you're saying that Calypso was not born in Trinidad and Tobago?
No, I'm not saying. I didn't say that at all.
What
I
is
said
it?
is that it does not belong to Trinidad only. Because
Okay,
Calypso?
all right. You're right.
Calypso is a music that emanated from the enslaved period, right? So where you had slaves, you had slave masters. It was a response to the
It was how they
social climate,
communicated.
right?
Yeah.
The political climate on the plantation, and so slavery didn't only take place in Trinidad and Tobago.
True, very true.
Right, and so this is why you have variants of this art form, right? In other places. Right, you have it in the French Caribbean, you have it in the Spanish Caribbean, you have it in Costa Rica, you have it in different places.
Louisiana,
so it's
all of them
exactly so it's
places.
important to think about that. But as I said, and I always make this point, it came to its fullest fruition in Trinidad because we had that platform being created for it to give the people with the talent the opportunity to perform. And so it becomes important. And so and this was the place where it mushroomed and grew into what it is now. Yeah.
So I'm listening to you and I'm asking this question of myself, and I'll put it out there. Why did it take so long to bring you on this program again?
Ask the people who run the people's chat room.
Oh, she throwing some big stone, boy. Let's step back and take a music break. You play whatever you want to play, and then let's come back. I want to put some of the information out there for some of your books, which I have yet to pick up one, but I will pick it up because I can't ask people to do something and I haven't done it myself. So let's step back, listen to whatever code decide to put on, and then we'll talk on the other side.
So can chutney combine, hotter than a pepper vine. So can chutney combine, you give me that body wine. Well or not from girl. Well or not from. Girl, you hot like Jula. Lord, you a whining ruler. You take them to school like tutor. Hey, burn up. You bubble like water. You is mommy good daughter. You are steam like Lady Lava. Hey.
From his dirty wine and then talking steam, and a masquerade. It's a pretty face with a pepper waist. Loose wine and a Congo line. Want everything that got me eye. Mix it soca with the chutney. Flavor day that peppery. Put in the zest like talcary. Loose waist, what up this wine? Roll waist and dirty wine. Loose waist, what up this wine? Roll waist and dirty wine. Come on, take a wine up and this too, and
I feel you is Miss Tiny Whiny. You love carnival and chat me. That loose wine catch me when you wine for me, darling. That loose wine hold me when you roll for me, darling. So can't just be combined, hotter than a pepper vine. So can't just be combined, you give me that dirty wine. Where learn that from, girl? Where learn that from? Time to give them again, like a throwback, baby.
So I obviously have my favorites.
Yes,
But,
yes, you do.
Her latest publication is Interviewing the Caribbean, volume number 7. So if there's volume number 7, that means there's volume number 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. The description is you can't vex when soca playing. That ties into me asking every now and then. I ask on this show, why does people don't like soca music? I just can't. I can't get it. I can't figure it out. So Caribbean music has nourished our spirits, motivated us to forge ahead, fed our romanticism and desire, and allowed us to just let go. Spread your hands and let go. Yeah, that song. Move, dance, and prance away all our sadness and pain and welcome joy and hope. So this issue is dedicated to Caribbean music and spans the genres of calypso, reggae, steel pan, and Belizean musical traditions, even Afro-Venezuelan dramology. And it's dedicated to the memory of singing Sandra, the Trinbagonian calypsonian, and Z. Edgehill, the Belizean writer. The pieces in this issue exemplify the rich cultural tradition of the region and its diaspora while connecting the dots to the musical African, Indian, and European heritage. You are such a talented woman, I tell you. You've been doing this now since what? I may have to go back.
Time.
Yeah, a long time. and the fact that you have all this information out there, whether it's written or YouTube videos or being requested to lecture and stuff like that, says that what you're doing is well received, no?
Yes, I think so, based on what they tell me.
So there's this area of study. I don't know how long it's been around, but I've noticed that a lot of people get in their masters in it, and most as recent as Marshall Montano. Caribbean Studies? No, not Caribbean Studies. Carnival Studies.
Yeah.
Were you instrumental in that, or talk to me about it?
So, well, there are two institutions that have Carnival Studies. One is at the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine campus, and then you have the University of Trinidad and Tobago. They also have Carnival Studies. What is important to understand is that, no, to answer your question specifically, I was not instrumental in that. But I think both of them are good programs, because I think it's important for people of the region, because of course it would not only be Trinidad and Tobagonians that come to do those programs. It is about understanding our carnival culture. Mm-hmm. And we have diasporic carnivals, we have satellite carnivals that have, mirrored themselves after Trinidad's carnival, the greatest show on earth. And so it becomes important to understand that people need to know the various aspects of carnival culture. One of the things, though, that I want to mention, that publication you mentioned actually is quite, that's a few years now. Yeah. Okay. I've continued to do some work because I try to write all the time, in addition to the public lectures and conferencing and whatnot. I recently had a publication that looked at masculinity in carnival culture, and I focused on the various aspects, various males in the carnival culture, and what does that say? Further to that, I would have spoken to looking at women and representation for women across the genres, but I looked at issues of womanhood.
So let's pause there for a second, because going back into my mind, when I used to sing with Chandelier, one of the things that because I'm from that school, obviously, women in music, whether it's soca or calypso, they've come a long way since then. But as far as the whole band culture, that took a long time to progress, because you were only expected to stand there and sing ooh and ah and look good, but not really take a lead. As they may give you I would put it like this: they would throw a song for you to sing, but the focus had always been on the men.
Right.
Have you looked into that or do some research on that?
Well, I have.
I'm listening because I want to know.
Looking at the gender dynamics within the calypso art form,
Mm-hmm.
but the way in which I looked at it is that I looked at stage performance, the presentation of yourself on the stage, costuming, the way in which you adorn yourself. And one of the things is that the way in which the choices of the songs that you chose to sing. So I would have looked at Destra, I would have looked at Nadia Baxton, I looked at soca singers as well as calypso singers. I looked at singing Sandra, I looked at singing Francine. I think I also looked at Denise Plummer and Nyla Blackman, because I felt that it was important to look at these 6 women to get a sense of how they presented themselves based on the genre that they were in and what is it that they were being called to do, because they are, the 6 of them, somebody sees now, leaders, not doing what you just described. They were not background singers singing an ooh and an ah. They may have started off like that, but they progressed to front stage. All right. And it's important to think about the representation of women. How calypso, because of the nature of the calypso art form, people adorn themselves in a particular way. I would have done the interviews with them to get a sense of the decisions that they would make when they're coming to the stage, the songs that they picked to sing. Because remember, we spoke earlier about calypso writers, so that not everybody who's a calypsonian writes their own song. Some people buy a song and they sing. I juxtapose that with the soca artists, as I said, Destra, Nadia, and Nyla, to get a sense from them about, so what exactly is it that you are doing when you dress the way that you do? Are you selling sex? Are you selling the music? Are you selling the lyrics? Are you selling yourself? Are you selling our culture? You know, so there are all of these questions. And this is all part of sociology, because
it is because it's human behavior and the thoughts, that go into it.
Exactly. And so that's the kind of thing that I did, you know. But when I looked at males now, I looked at the whole issue of the masculinity, the male performer, the male in calypso and other types of genres. How are they being represented? Because one of the things, you didn't mention it just now, or probably you did, but you didn't use these words. These were hitherto male-dominated art forms. And what's happening is that the women were relegated to a particular space.
Okay.
And what happens to the males in the front?
So this is what I would, I don't know if you've done some of that research, but to just expand on it a little, not necessarily within this conversation, but maybe it's a conversation we could have the next time you come on. Because I really would like you to interview people like me, Antoinette Salandy, Matong, all these, even that girl from Taxi.
Right.
Because when you talk about people like Nyla Blackman and her cohorts, her current cohorts, they stood on our shoulders.
Correct.
Okay? Before. And it's interesting that I say that because last week we had Natasha Wilson on the show.
Right.
And we had talked about that briefly because I had heard her mention it on Now, the television program in Trinidad. And she reminded people that, you know, she's been doing this for how many years, and after her came those singers that you mentioned. So I would suggest you talk to those.
So thanks for saying that, because I do have a platform through which I can interview you. And the cohorts that you mentioned.
Well, I'll give you all them singers. We even have that girl, Bernadette. But she used to sing with one of the bands in South. And it's not that we didn't want to be given, but we were not given the opportunity.
That's right. So
which ties into that whole male dominance, you know?
Exactly. The name of my platform is it's a podcast, Calypso, the New York Experience. And I have actually, what I've been doing is speaking to people, not only people in New York, people who migrated, because it's about a migratory shift in the music. So where are people now? What were people doing? How has the landscape changed? Yeah. And I spoke to Debbie. Debbie was one of the Haynes. She was one of the background singers. She would have worked with Carol Addison. I interviewed her as well. And she actually she worked with Arrow, and she worked with several other people in terms of being this background singer. And interestingly, when I spoke to Deborah Haynes, what she said is that she never wanted to be a frontline singer. She loved being in the back. But there are other women from that time who had a different experience.
Right.
Exactly.
Even Cecilia Lewis, she used to sing background with Baron Lee and the Dragonaires back in the day.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, I mean, it would be interesting to hear what what they think, if they share the same views as me or not. But I know
Right.
that was a big thing back then, you know.
Yeah, yeah, and I think I don't think if you're coming into this business, based on some of the interviews that I've had, when you're coming into this business, you have to be aware of who came before you, because you're thinking about, how am I going to be received? What have people done before me, etc. So I think that a lot of these women are aware, because some of them are being introduced into this space by some women, because of the times have changed. Yeah, even though it continues to be the presence of males is more than the presence of females, the space has opened up. So I think that some of these young women are aware of who went before them. They may not know in detail, like if you take a class.
Yeah.
And this is why, as you mentioned, these degrees in carnival studies, that makes a difference. It helps people to situate themselves within the culture, understand, what came before and where they can then take the thing to the next step. Yeah.
That's something that I say often when I meet with my groups during the week, which is, in order to know where you're going, you really got to know where you come from.
Correct.
You have to.
Correct.
It's no ifs or buts or maybes. So we have to schedule you to come back on the show. I would like to read one of your books before that happens, so we could have another conversation, And I hope a lot of this is not going over people's heads. It's pretty much, this is something that you need to know. You can't say you enjoy the culture, you love the culture, and not know all the other little ingredients that go into what it is, where it came from, and all of that. Hence the importance of people like MEAGAN A. Sylvester. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
But it's the truth.
Yes, thank you. I really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it. Yeah.
So I'll send you some days. I know after Carnival is good for you. So I'm thinking May, June, July kind of thing, because that'll give me enough time to actually take my time and read a book.
Okay. No problem.
But I really
Thank
appreciate you. I enjoy the conversation. I wish we could talk for more and more and more and more time, but I know we can't. We already gone past 2, and that's because we started late. So
you can continue. I'm not stopping you.
No, I want to talk. I want to read the book.
Okay, no problem.
I want to read the book.
You want to read the book?
Yeah, I want to read the book.
You got to read the book. All right.
MEAGAN, enjoy your weekend. Thank you for being part of the
Have a
People's
good
Chat
night.
Room, and take care. See you soon.
You're
All
very
right. God
welcome.
bless.
Okay. Take care.
Bye-bye, love.
Bye-bye.
Oh, tell Keith we say hi. And we're
I
looking
will.
forward to seeing him in April. Okay?
Yes, okay.
All right.
Alrighty.
Bye-bye.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
I hope you guys enjoyed that conversation, because I sure did. And I know sometimes I just get away, I just get really overly enthusiastic, and I have to try and curb my enthusiasm. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed that conversation with Miss MEAGAN A. Sylvester, and she's a music sociologist. And I want to just read a little bit more of MEAGAN. She facilitates and hosts a podcast entitled Calypso, the New York Experience, which she kind of briefly mentioned. She's an experienced journalist and editor for a multilingual online publication. See, I didn't even see that part. So that means that there are other languages, because lingual mean other languages, that cover the Caribbean diasporic and international news. She manages and oversees a team of 10 contributors, freelance writers, and sub-editors researching and writing a range of stories, including academic and scholarly content, breaking news, investigations, and analyses, aiming at all times for fairness and accuracy. Let me turn you back over to DJ Code Red, and we get into that part of the show where we're just gonna jam some music, eh? And every now and then hey!
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
She said, she said, let me cater to you. I say cater to me. She said, just relax and let me get it in. No. She said, take it easy, I will do the work.
Come on.
You don't have to wind up yourself. You don't have to wind up yourself. Oh, she said, take it easy, I will do the work. You don't have to wind up yourself. You don't have to wind up yourself. Oh, and then she bubble and she bubble and she bubble and wine. Push back is the greatest man. Oh, push back. Roll your waist and bend over. Push back. Oh, Miss Lady, bubble and she bubble and she bubble and wine. Push back. Give me the greatest man. Oh, push back. You are the wickedest man. Oh, push back. Why?
I wanna wine on your bumper. I know you like steam. I know you like vibes. I know you like speed. Clockwork, y'all bend, don't touch your knee. It's a new wallpaper for my iPhone. phone screen.
She said, let me cater to you, I say cater to me. She said, just relax and let me give anything. Yes, girl, I wanna give anything. She said, take it easy, I will do the work. You don't have to wind up yourself. You don't have to wind up yourself. Oh, she said, take it
so
easy,
pretty.
I will do the work. You don't have to wind up yourself. You don't have to wind up yourself. Oh, and then she bubble and she bubble and she bubble and wine. Push back is the greatest bend over. Push back. Hold your waist and bend over. Push back. Oh, Miss Lady. Bubble and she bubble and she bubble and wine. Push back. Give me the greatest bend over. Push back. You are the wickedest bend over. Push back.
Oh, who are the rubber waist? Like a rubber man. You have your own veins. You never rubber man.
And when you put on your costume back and all, every man want jam in your section. She said, let me cater to you. I said, cater to me. She said, just relax and let me give anything. Yes, girl, I wanna give anything. She said, take it easy, I will do the work. You don't have to wind up yourself. You don't have to wind up yourself. Oh, she said, take it easy, I will do the work. You don't have to wind up yourself. You don't have to wind up yourself. Oh.
Looking for you, my friend. I in a good spirit. I drink in a good spirits. The vibes right up to the limits. So don't hold me down, don't fight me down. Yeah. Good spirit. I drink in a good spirits. The vibes ain't cause in a minute. So don't hold me down, don't fight me down. Yeah. My friend and them couldn't tell you about me. Good people is good people. We only want love in we circle. Yeah. My family couldn't tell you about me. Good people is good people. We only on love. Well, every man make their choices. I say we make sacrifices. We block out the noises. We have to forget the voices. One day we gon' make it. We don't have to fake it. I give you my best. I give you the chain off my neck. I give you my love.
What is with you in this rhythm?
It's sweet.
I've never seen you carry on so much
It's
for a
sweet.
rhythm
Well,
before.
well, yeah, not for a rhythm.
Yeah,
For the
not for
song,
rhythm.
but not for a rhythm.
Yeah.
But it's sweet. Is it not?
It is, but I've never seen you carry on so.
I love it.
I in a good spirit. I drink in a good spirits. The vibes right up to the limits. So don't hold me down, don't fight me down. Yeah. Good spirit. I drink in a good spirits. The vibes ain't cause in a minute. So don't hold me down, don't fight me down. Yeah. My friend and them couldn't tell you about me. Good people is good people. We only want.
So when I play that one by College Boy Jesse again.
Why should I play it again? I played already.
So what?
We have so much. Yeah,
So
there is a law. There is a law. There is a
really,
law.
it's one we created.
Yeah.
So while he pull up something, let me just say a friend of mine that I went to school with, Christopher Diggleville, he reached out after we lost a good friend, David Gladstone Harper. He was like, Lima, why don't you all do just give out little information on people we've lost and people that are still here. And some of them have made inroads or laid the foundation for a lot of the music that we do here. And he was referring to some of the guys from, there was one from back in the day with Charlie's Roots. He was a guitarist. He died from AIDS a couple of years ago, but he was part of the foundation of Charlie's Roots. Obviously, the friend that we lost a couple weeks ago, Mr. David Gladstone Harper, who was also a drummer for a time with Chandelier. So yes, I'm going to start putting together the information, and almost every show we do, at least 5 minutes, I'm putting information out there, or even a couple minutes. It might not even take a full 5 minutes, but it's information that I think you'll need to have. And it's also part of what Megan was talking about, or what Megan shared as far as the whole concept of music sociology. Okay, you got to know where you come from to know where you're going. All right? So, one of them was Tony Voze. Go ahead.
Don't pick the mood, yeah. The boy is a fool, you're ready to groove. You're whining away, yeah, you're whining away. Mommy feeling away, yeah, I'm feeling away. I must get a taste,
as Code Red plays music, I'm going to be throwing out some of these names. Cecilia Lewis was one of the background Cecilia Lewis was one of the background vocals for. Oh, good Lord. Play the thing now. That is not fair. You can't be teasing me with College Boy Jesse and then show that back in.
No.
Why you do that now?
You were listening to something else. You listening to what I played in my head.
What kind of thing is it? This is College Boy Jesse. All you love this one, right? I love it.
I mean, listen, when you love something, you would listen to it
over and over and over and over.
Baby, relax, just put it on.
You know you can't be a judge, right?
No, I can't. I faced that fact a long time ago.
On top of me, 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 on top of me. Oh na na na, oh na na na, oh na na na, oh na na na. Me and you inside of this flat, whining so hard till we soaking wet. This is a night I cannot forget. Get. I love it the way you back it up. Set foot, baby, and rock it up. I'm telling you, baby, you are the best. So push on top of me, on top of me, on top of me. Oh na na na, on top of me, on top of me, on top of me.
She said she's moving on. I heard that before.
Name is M1. You got that
M1.
look. M1. You got that look in your face.
Yeah, I never heard this one before.
One more piece of wine. After that it go easy wine. She brag and boast, now she a new man. She done engage and she a husband. But she get weak when she see the Dan. She want me in the Hyatt and the Hilton. She wanna take me on a trip out to St. Vincent. All Barbados, all on the white sand. She want the bamboo from the Congo man. She miss the action from the old caveman. She tell me do it to me one more time. Once could never enough from someone like you.
He had to pay some royalties there.
Never enough from someone like you.
I hope you know he had to pay royalties. Because that's a whole.
I hope he get permission.
That too. Okay. See some of these artists that take chances because they tell themselves to pay it in a soca song. Them people ain't go listen to it. But you never know.
That's true.
You never know.
See you looking nice. I hope you and the family and them alright. Tell me what your what's up tonight. I feeling to work like 9 to 5.
So we getting ready to get out of here. So let me throw some names at you.
We could take a drive. But before we proceed, keep in mind. Remember what you tell me last time.
Baron Lee and the Dragonaires, they had Cecilia Lewis. Volts Express had Bernadette. Chandelier, that was me. Antoinette Salendy, that was Song Revolution. Charlie's Roots never had any female background vocals. It was always male. David Rudder and Chris Tambu Herbert. Okay. Taxi had Colinella. Fireflight. Who Fireflight had, boy? I don't think they had a female singer and it was all male. But these are some of this information we'll begin to put it out there, because in order to know where you're going, you gotta know where you come from. This is the People's Chat Room. We're getting ready to get out of here. We went some minutes after 2 to, compensate for the fact that we started late because of technical difficulties. My name is Lima Dunbar. This is DJ Code Red. Next week we're gonna have Lady Adana and ophthalmologist Dr. Nate. Y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend. God bless.
We get everything that the promoter promised me. The party's swinging like it's 2003. Everybody paying us own, rocking back and holding their own. And I don't know.
I hate when that happens.
Chat Room presents Comedy Calypso Caribbean Jazz, Saturday, April 5th at the American Legion, 1912A, Lee Road, 32810, with the smooth vocals of Keith Designer Styla, aka Keith Prescott, performing some of his classics, Rati Ray, Feeling Nice, I'm Only Dreaming, and more. Also, comedian Brody. Enjoy some Caribbean jazz with Lima Dunbar and her band, with guest performances by Oladay Banks and Mr. John Arnold. Tickets $30 available on thepeopleschatroom.com. More at the door. Doors open at 6 p.m. Show starts at 7 p.m. Fashion show by Slade Statements. There'll be a cash bar and food on sale. For tickets and info, 321-263-9939 or 347-564-4184.